everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now whether you're a family member here at Black Sheep Props or you're just visiting for the first time, glad you're here. This is a fun one. They're all fun. Everything we've done is fun, but this one is really cool tonight. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. The SR6 Shrink Ray from Despicable Me. Bzz, bzz. Look at this monster. Man, this is a fun prop. This is so cool. By the way, store's open, so if you want to pick up a template for this, you can build along with us. If not, you just want to watch and have fun watching, that's cool too. But links below the video in case you want to get a template. So in this video, making an EVA foam SR6 Shrink Ray Part 1, we're going to begin going step by step through how to build this monster. It's going to be fun. So if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Okay, so for our Shrink Ray, we're going to basically have 4 sections to the build. We're going to have the front, we're going to have the back, we're going to have the tail, and we're going to have the 2 handles. These are the simple templates for the front end of the Shrink Ray. Very simple, long piece we're going to curl up and wrap to make the barrel. We have some plugs to put in the barrel. We have another round section that's going to go behind the very front end. We have 4 of these pieces that we're going to heat shape and curve to make that cool front part of the barrel with the cool recessed details around it. And we have our little shapes that are also going to go around the end of the barrel. So we're going to transfer these over to foam and get going. Okay, here's our pieces transferred over to foam. We've got our 4 pieces that make up the front detail of the front of the barrel. Here we've got our 3 circles on our 1/2-inch foam for various plugs and spacers. And we also have another 1/2-inch piece foam. This is going to be our whole body piece. We're going to heat it and curve it and stick it together to make the barrel shape. And here we go. Here's the big boy. Yowza. Look at that, man. You could like clunk someone over the head with this thing. This is the 2-inch behemoth foam. And this piece right here is going to be the back end of the whole front section. These are very simple. Took our time, transferred our templates over to foam. Now we're going to cut them out. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to cut out all of these. And because we have kind of tight little cuts, we're going to use our X-Acto knife. Keep the knife standing straight up so we can pivot around the corner. We start at the same corner. And there we go. That's simple. Now we just repeat it for all those. Okay, there they are, all cut out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this piece of foam in and we're going to attach this to this before we cut each of them out. That way we have this cool recessed detail in there. Nice and tight, heat sealed. Now we're ready to contact cement. We give it 5 minutes. Lay it down. We don't want to stretch it. We want to just... All right, these are all ready to cut. Keep our knife at a 90-degree angle. Stay just to the inside of our Sharpie line, like that. And there we go, just like that. See that? Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna come in with our X-Acto knife at a 90-degree angle. Keep our knife straight at a 90, don't tip it, we don't want to bevel. We stay just inside our Sharpie line. Just like that. And we do all 4. All right, there's 4. Now, we're going to use our box cutter and we're going to cut the bottom edge on a bevel. So that we've got our knife tilted, so we've got a slight bevel cut. We're just going to follow it all the way around with the knife on an angle, right inside our Sharpie mark, like that. And there you go, right out the side. Look at that. Look at that beautiful bevel cut. So when we curl it up, it'll sit down flat. There we go. All 4 have the nice bevel. Okay, now we're going to cut the main piece that we're going to roll up for our barrel. Keep our knife at a straight 90, don't tip the knife at all. 90-degree cuts all the way around. Now this is what we're going to heat shape, and we're going to roll it up, and it's going to come around and connect, and bam, it's going to make the front end of our shrink ray. All right, now we're going to roll it up. And we're going to hold it for a few minutes till it cools off. That's all we need. So now when we stick it together, boom, goes down. Now we're going to give it 5 minutes. All right, here we go. Now we're just going to bend the foam down, line it up flush. Holy smokes, look at that, man. That is so smooth you can't even feel it. And as usual, we have our wonky oval. Once this sets up, we will come back in and we'll hit the outsides real nice with the heat gun. We'll stay away from the seam. We'll get out here and it'll loosen it up and it'll rest right back into a perfect circle. All right, we actually don't have to hit this with the heat gun after all. It relaxed and became a circle on its own, which is cool. Now what we're going to do is we transferred our 2 plugs over. So we're going to cut these on the bandsaw. You can completely cut these with a box cutter or an X-Acto knife, but because I have a bandsaw now, I'm going to do this with the bandsaw. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use our technique where we cover both sides with contact cement, and we're going to wedge this in here while the cement is wet. Get the edge heated up so we can contact cement it. Now while both sides are still wet, there we go, just like that. Now we're just going to give it a few minutes, let the moisture content inside the contact cement evaporate, and then bam, contact. We're going to tighten it up all the way around. Look at that. See how all the seams tighten up as we go around and stick it? Very cool. All right. Next. Okay, we're cemented. Go around with your X-Acto knife before it bonds. Stick it in there and lift it up a little bit if it's gone in too far, like right here. That's it. Leave it alone, let it set up, and then as soon as it sets up, pow! There it is. Okay, now we're going to cut out our spacer, which is going to go on the back of our barrel. Okay, there we go. Cut the spacer out on the bandsaw. That does look pretty good. All right, now that we know that's right where we want it, so that we know where we're gluing and we know where we're sticking it down once we're done gluing. All right, time to stick. We waited 5 minutes. We've got our Sharpie line drawn around, which is totally going to help us. So we come in, we line up the corner on this side, and we hold it up. We come around, we make sure that we're lining up all the way around on our Sharpie lines. See that? Right there, and right in here, and boom, look at that. All the way around. Right on our Sharpie line. Just take your time, be careful. Now we just go in and we put a little pressure. There we go, we got our spacer in. Cool. All right, now the piece that's gonna go on the back of this is this monster 2-inch piece of foam. So we're obviously going to cut this bad boy on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. There's the back of our front section. Look at that big giant 2-inch thick piece of foam. Man, and that beautiful 90-degree cut that the bandsaw gives you. And we're going to go in with the Dremel and we're going to tear up one of these corners. We're going to get the gnarly bit out and we're going to chew out a bunch of this corner. We want the whole corner to be round all the way around. Okay, now we're going to get out our super crazy rough bit, the beast. There we go. We're going to tear it up and man, oh man. Pow, don't be a dum-dum. If you're grinding, wear your dust mask. We come in with our 220 and our 320. So we're going to come in with our 220 and we're going to start smoothing it out. Oh yeah, look at that. That is nice. Come in with 320. It's a little bit finer. Take 5, we're going to clean this mess up. We're going to get ourselves ready, get our workspace clean, and then we're going to continue. And you know the drill. When we're done dremeling and sanding, sticking, oh, whoa, holy cow. Good grief, is that smooth. That is cool. You know the drill, wait 5. All right, here we go. Now, we don't come in here and we're gonna have to try to eyeball like that and like that. And I think we are right on the money. Let's see. Now we'll just come in and put a little pressure on here. All right, bam, there it is. There is the front section of our shrink ray. That is crazy awesome. Now, what we're gonna be doing next is we're going to come in with these pieces and we're going to attach them all and they're going to go around this piece, which is going to be super cool, which is the reason we cut the bevel cut. So let's do that next. All right, there's the first 2 pieces for us. Give it 5. Both sides are dry. Pow, just like that. Line our edge up the whole way down. Now we got to make sure that we line up on the end, so we're going to have to bend in a little bit. Just like that, and pow, right there. Both pieces. And we got to make sure we get a nice smooth layer down. We don't want it chunky. Smooth. Give that 5. There we go. Look how cool that looks. Really simple. Now what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up taking this thing and we're going to spin it around and we're going to attach it on this side and it's going to create this cool front to our shrink ray. And this is why we cut the bevel cut, so that when we connect it and we set it down, it sits flat. Okay, now we've got our circle cut out. You don't need a template for it. You can just... Okay, now we cut this out because we're going to bring in our medium-sized styrofoam ball and we're going to heat this up and we're going to shape it to be a dome because this is the exact shape we want for... There it is, for a cool lens in our shrink ray. That's the exact shape we want, so... Gotta get this really soft. But we don't want to melt it, so we don't get too close. Stretch it down on the ball like that, and we're gonna hold it. Look at that. We're gonna really hold it there till it cools off. What? Look at that. Ha ha! That. All right. Our Sharpie mark, where we loosely want. Oops. Sorry about that. Wait 5. Set our piece on top. Now we go roughly in our spot. Now we're just push it down all the way around so we make sure we've got good contact. And obviously this line doesn't matter because we're going to be sealing it with Plastidip and then painting it, but check that out. Look at the lens on there. That is so cool. So this is coming in and bzzz, bzzz. All right, that's where it's going to go. So we want to give it 5 minutes. Time to stick it. We want to start on our Sharpie line over here on this side. All right, there we go. Just go around, make sure that our bevel is completely sitting flat on the top surface. Wow, look at that, man. Okay, we've got our templates transferred over to our foam for our little details that are going to go around the end of the shrink ray. And as you can tell, we've got 3 different thicknesses of foam here. We've got like a 3/8 inch thick, 3/4 of an inch, and an inch. And straight 90-degree cut. Now we're just going to go through all of them and do a straight 90. There's all of our straight cuts done with our box cutter. Now we're going to hit all these curved sides with the bandsaw. Okay, we've got all of our thick pieces cut with the bandsaw. Now we're coming in for the thinner ones, and we did the straight cuts with the box cutter, and we're going to do the curved cut with an X-Acto knife. All right, there we go. There's all of our little pieces that are going to attach to the front end of our shrink ray. Now, these thick pieces have the rounded edge right here. And we're going to do the same thing on this. We cut it square for now, but we're going to use the Dremel and round it off. All right, there we go. We made a nice round corner right here with the Dremel. We're going to do the same thing on all 4 small ones. Okay, we did all 4 little pieces. We Dremeled the edge, and we got a round corner on the front. Now we're going to do the large ones. There we go. Nice round, smooth round edge. Very nice. When you're Dremeling on a sharp corner, you never Dremel off the edge. You always Dremel into the tip. And we covered this in our video on Dremeling. If you come into the tip, you spare the tip. If you go out of the tip, you tear it up. We'll do it one more time. Go into the tip. And it spares the tip. Into the tip. All right, now we're going to come in with our 220, and we're going to hit the edges of these just to smooth them out. We bandsawed, we Dremeled, and we sanding sticked. So now, very nice. Beautiful, look at that. Nice and smooth and tight. Very cool. Now we're just going to go through all these. Nice. All right, so what we did was we marked out our lines where our little detail pieces are going to lay on both sides. And we marked our center lines so that when we stick them down, we can line them up perfectly. Just like that. Got all our spaces marked. Now we're going to begin contact cementing. Now we wait 5 minutes. Now we just line our center mark up on that side, and we line it up on that side. That's one. Now we just do them all. All right, there we go. All right, that was it. We tackled the front end of this monster. We did all the way from the lens at the front to the 4-piece rim around it that we heat shaped. You saw us heat shape both of these, which we've done before on other builds. Totally easy. We did all these details around the top and bottom of the barrel. We did the spacer in between and the back portion, which we dremeled the heck out of the edges of it to get a little bit of a round edge. And you saw how easy that was. That was nothing. Just take your time, be careful, and bam, you can nail this. So that concludes making an EVA foam SR6 shrink ray part 1. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.